Hi everyone, Joey Page, FUBAR Radio. I'm joined by Marika Hackman, whose splendid new album, Any Human Friend, is out now. Probably the most striking thing that jumps out immediately about the album is that you are just explicitly honest and quite graphic, in some places sexually, and I just wondered how you feel about that in terms of it coming out and people kind of being blindsided by that and the reaction that you may or may not get in a good and bad way. Like, are you feeling nervous, or how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling excited. I want to see what people think about it. I think, the decision to be bold and be open is one. From experience, I've realised the more direct I am and the more honest I am as an artist, it connects with people much quicker. But it just felt like a really natural progression to do that, and I'm really excited to see how people kind of take this record in and what they feel about it.
Something else about your records that always strikes me is that you've always got a lovely turn of phrase, and so I wondered if you've always had an interest in English or language, or
I wanted to, one of my sort of career goals when I was little, maybe when I was about 9 or 10, was to be a poet.
Right.
And my grandmother's a poet, so it was it's been something that's been around. And my mum used to read us stories and poetry and stuff the whole time when we were kids. So it was I'm very interested in words and playing with them and stuff like that. But I never took kind of English or anything like that to a higher level than GCSE or whatever.
But it just seems something. Obviously you take a lot of care over your lyrics, but just your turns of phrase. You've got a real good natural knack for that.
Well, also because I want my lyrics to be conversational, because that makes them more direct. You have to think about when you're writing a melody, stuff like syllables and vowel sounds and the lengths of words. So something might be really good written down, and then you actually try and sing it over what you've written, and it might fit syllabically, but the vowels just might be all over the place in terms of where the high notes are and stuff like that. So weirdly, there's a lot of kind of strange mathematical logic behind a lot of the way that I write lyrics, but I try and maintain a bit of fun.
Yeah, right.
And sort of romance.
But I guess that's the conversational side of it versus the exactly what you just
You've
said.
Got to put that effort in to make it feel effortless.
Yeah, of course. A lot like the ducks gliding across the pond.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice segue.
Yeah. And I know that you went into the studio with all your ideas pretty much set in stone and fully formed.
Yeah.
And I just wondered how you feel about that versus sort of going in and figuring it out a little bit more. Whether you prefer the way that you've done it this time to last, or whether it just fits this project better.
Yeah, I think I have no preference. I think it fits this project better. I think I was kind of ready to do that. You certainly lose a bit of that magic of the studio when you're kind of looking at a song that's not fully formed. You're coming back to it with fresh ears, and you kind of suddenly come up with something brilliant, whilst you're there, and then you record it in that moment. But at the same time, this record is a considered record. All those parts I've sat down, and I just had that magic basically at home in my bedroom, and then it was just taking it into the studio and making it about sounding, as fully formed, as big and as clear and concise as I possibly could.
Now, as well as this being explicit about sexuality and stuff, it's also explicitly about something deeply personal to you and a big breakup that you went through. And I'm assuming that must have been a very cathartic experience. But what it's done to the record for me is, when I was listening to it for the first time, it was almost like I'm eavesdropping in on your life, and it's I shouldn't really be listening to this. And I just wondered how much of that was intentional versus just that's kind of a great thing to give to people.
I think it is intentional. I think it's also that idea that the more you look at those lovely swans,
baby swans.
The more you bare your soul, you hope that people then listen to that, and they might be going through a similar thing, or they might be feeling shame about something they've done. And if you hear that kind of comfort in mutual experience, and that's what I wanted to do with this record. So as much as writing songs like Send My Love, which is obviously about mine and Amber's breakup, that's cathartic to me, and that was written very soon after we'd split up. It's done in a way that's the hope that other people find solace in that, and the rest of the record really is just the evolution of myself, past that point for the last year, and the kind of flings I've had, and the stuff I've been doing, and the anxiety I've felt, and the depression I've felt, and the highs and the lows of the whole thing. So it's really I hope to be a kind of full rainbow of what it is to be me, in the hope that for everyone else they could find that actually, someone else is going through some shit too.
Do you think it might also be quite difficult off the back of the record when it comes to dating and stuff? Because someone can like basically listen through your all this explicit stuff before they even, which could be.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Great, yeah. I mean,
sorry to bring that to your door.
Real turn off.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Or the opposite. You never know.
Hopefully, there's also, of course, a persona in who I am.
Absolutely,
as an artist,
of course.
But the writing is incredibly personal. But I would hope that someone wouldn't. Maybe it's me filtering them out, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
If they don't want me after this album, then
But I guess it's just like
me.
a kind of like weird sort of handicap to start with, that someone would know so much about you without you knowing anything about them. It's like a weird place to start.
Quite stressful, really.
Yeah. It's like only one of you having the Tinder info.
Yeah.
Not the other. Mind you, that would be a weird Tinder if it was so personal like that on everyone's phone.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a bit intense, I think.
And you kind of touched on it before about how sort of fastidious you are with your preparations, and almost the mathematical side of things.
Yeah.
And I know that we've talked before about how you get quite regimented into a routine, and you were walking for an hour a day and then swimming before you was, getting into a day's work.
Yeah.
So yeah, just tell us a little bit about the process of you when you're in sort of creation mode.
Yeah, I mean, I think like getting up at the same time every day and quite early is I think mornings are really important to kind of get going. I think moving and being physical as well is very good to help your brain sort of settle, I think, before you sit down and do any work. So, walking along, I'd be listening to demos, or I'd be listening to maybe some other bits of music, but generally kind of like ideas and fleshing out stuff that I was maybe already working on. Then I get to the pool, which is a relief because you can't listen to anything and you haven't got your phone with you. So it'd be 45 minutes of swimming, breathing, counting, everything just kind of filtering down. And then, come home, sit down, and then write all day until the housemates come back and feel like you've done a proper amount of work without getting kind of caught up in a whirlwind of creative anxiety.
Yeah. And I know the pool. Yeah, myself. Yeah. I know it's an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah.
So, in a 45-minute stint, how many lengths are you doing?
I do it's about 30.
That's so good. I'm very impressed by that.
I have cut it down. Once I did about 30 and 35, and I was very, very happy with myself. But when it's busy and it's sunny, and I don't want to get too
lane rage as well. When people are just in your way.
Yeah.
And proper goggles, front crawl, professional
but
business.
No hat, no earplugs, no nose plugs.
No, right. Okay.
Or none of those underwater headphones either. I find that weird.
Yeah. No weird scuba shoes. No weights.
Or the scuba hands are the weirdest.
What? I haven't seen the scuba hands.
People have flipper hands and flipper feet, and it's just a Lido.
But then it's how are you getting to work? Is that making it better? Or I don't know.
It just feels unfair.
And you play football as well.
Yes.
Right. So I'm deeply interested in your positioning and what kind of a footballer you are. So tell us a bit about your footballing skills.
Yeah, well, we're all amateur. Well, I say a couple of us are actually really good, but it's a group of friends. We started a team called Legends FC, and we've been playing for just over a year. And I came in as a bit of a novice, hadn't played since I was about 12, when I got dropped from the boys' team for being a girl. And then I've kind of got a lot better. I started off in defence, and now I'm a right winger. And I like it. It's all passing play, triangles, all the good stuff. Like
the Dutch.
Yeah. Well, our captain's Dutch.
Oh right. Well then that's perfect. And any sweet skills? Are you a good passer? Have you got a good shot on you?
No, I haven't got a good shot on me, but I can do some headers. I've scored some goals off my head.
That's really impressive.
That's a golden moment.
Yeah. I think I've only ever scored one header, and I will cherish that.
Yeah, it's
I think it was literally I was playing with two other people, but it's literally not even in a game. I've only ever got the ball in there twice with a header. So
right.
Really pathetic from me, but the feeling is unparalleled.
Completely. It beats putting a record out.
And I just want to quickly touch on videos as well, because you always make such incredible videos. And these two that have just come out for The One and I'm Not Where You Are, particularly amazing. You got slapped quite a lot in I'm Not Where You Were, and they look like you've not staged those slaps. They look like real
they
slaps.
Were slaps.
So how many slaps did you take in a sort of go, and was your face okay?
My face was all right. I think there were about maybe like 11 girls who each had to slap me maybe about 3 times.
33 slaps.
So something about that, yeah. And no, they were all, a lot of the time I was saying do it a bit harder, because it's much harder to react off a slap if they're just basically like caressing your face. But then one girl went in really fucking hard. And then I just burst out laughing because it was, I found it really funny that she basically like decked me. And then I just started laughing.
Do you think she had any grievance with you, that you went from sort of
hope
folk
not.
guitar to electric guitar? I was like, I'm going to get my own back, bang!
No, she was, I think she kind of realised when I kind of, just my face had gone a bit pink.
Method acting.
Yeah.
She's been practicing a week on a cushion or something. And then also you're in a fish tank at one point, which is great. Just such a lovely image. And then in the video for the one, you are absolutely levering a photocopier with a baseball bat. Yeah,
which was also very cathartic. I mean, it beats the catharsis that you get out of songwriting. You know, get a baseball bat and smack a photocopier to smithereens. Really lovely stuff.
So I picked up a magazine in one of these like members club places, because I was doing a gig in Soho House, and I got one of the free magazines because I was like, there's gonna be so much material in it for me. Yeah. And it tells you about some of the things they've got going on as like classes, like about come to this class about polyamory, or come to this I think it was like a meditation thing. And it sounds like you're being in one of them flotation tanks, but I think you're just listening to the sound of water. There's no water actually involved.
Oh my god!
And that, I reckon, that could be in there. Smashing up a photocopier could be a class that people could do.
Photocopies are the most annoying thing. They always break.
Yeah.
Every single time. They're impossible to use. It was like really took me back to being about 10 at school, trying to do photocopying stuff, and it just.
What's the logistics of getting a lot of photocopiers for a video shoot?
Actually, good question. We managed to get 8 photocopiers. I think there was some like office clearance kind of vibe, but then we also found someone to buy 7 photocopiers.
Great.
So we had the one to smash up, and then the rest all just went on to another happy home.
Did you make a profit?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Even if it's just a quid, that would be amazing.
I should have actually asked.
Well, yeah, I just want to end by asking you about your plans for the coming few months. Now the record is out in the open. And tell us what you've got going on.
Bit of touring. There's a UK tour at the end of September. We've got a US tour in October. Touring sort of next year, festivals all next year. We've got Green Man as well coming up this summer. Album out, sort of rough trade east in stores, and then kind of throughout the week as well. So kind of just live stuff really. It's like that's the next step. So you spend all this time, you do writing, you get in the studio, you do the kind of promo, and then you're on the road for the next year and a half or so. Yeah.
And there's some deeply personal stuff, as we've mentioned. Yeah. And how are you feeling about playing some of that stuff live?
Excited. I'm excited to be quite vulgar and sassy on stage. It's fun to build that side of the persona up. But with a song like The One, I want to be able to be like really strutting my stuff and kind of inhabiting that horrible character that I've invented for myself. I'm really looking forward to making the show a bit more of a show, bigger, better, kind of bolder. Just grow it a bit.
Great. Well, I'm very excited to see that, and I'm very excited to see how some of the more explicit stuff goes down in America, where they are a bit prudish.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I give them credit. I think they'll handle it.
Sure. I mean, I've not looked at the list of where you're going, but I'd love to see you turn up in Virginia with some of that.
Yeah. Well,
do you know what I mean?
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. But I think hopefully the kind of people that will be coming to my shows are going to be up for that.
I'm more guessing maybe press, but I also that's the point of it. Like you're pushing boundaries as an artist, and I think one of the things that I've gleaned from listening to the new record and just following you over the last few years in what you've been making is that you are becoming so bold in what you're talking about, and it's really interesting. A lot of people haven't got the guts to touch some of these subjects that you're, or in the explicit way that you are, and that's what makes it so thrilling to listen to your work. So it's great that you're actually being an artist.
Thank you.
And pushing stuff. So and just really exciting to see what you do every time you bring something out, and long may it continue.
Yeah, God knows where I'm going to go next.
Wow.
It's going to be the interesting.
Don't think about it. Just enjoy this. But yeah, congratulations.
Thanks.
It's amazing. And yeah, thanks for coming and looking at some ducks.
No worries.